Yo, what's going on, guys? Shake and Bake back, and yes, today we've got another video, but this is something different than what I usually do. Every now and then I do something like this where I'm kind of just gonna talk about a topic that, I don't know, it's been on my mind, and it was really on my mind last night when I was editing some videos at like 3 in the morning. But yeah, I've got a lot of videos coming out soon, though. I worked hard last night and was able to punch out a whole bunch of videos, so you've got at least a video a day for the next, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. And probably a couple more than that, but let me get on to the topic right now, as I am starting to go off on a tangent on how hard I work and stuff like that. But basically, what I want to talk about is NBA 2K on the MLG Pro Circuit. And I mentioned this last night. If you follow me on Twitter, maybe, I don't know, you saw it when you woke up, or maybe you were up at 3 in the morning, but I said something like random 3 a.m. tweets. I wonder why it's not on the Pro Circuit, and what would it take to get it on the Pro Circuit? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, MLG has this thing where basically they have seasons and tournaments and championships, and it's competitive gaming, if you don't know what I'm talking about, esports and all that. And I wonder why there has never even been an attempt to have a sports game on there, at least from what I've seen. I looked at the list of games that have been on there, and it's Dota, League of Legends, Call of Duty. Very, very popular games. Those are huge games with huge communities around them. And we're almost at the point where NBA 2K has a community similar to those communities. Man, it's getting there. It is so close. The NBA community is huge. I mean, I personally know that from experience, but trust me, I think we're almost there to that point. And I'd like to predict, I mean, I don't want to just say, hey, I'm going to predict that this is going to happen, because I want to help have this happen. Because this is something that I feel like it's, they want to do it, but I don't know how easy this is. Let me just reiterate that, because this is something that, it's not like you can just go, bam, it's there, and we're good to go. No, this is something that you have to work at, and you'd have to be working at. So I don't even know if you could put this in next year's version, but my goal for this would be to get it in 2K16. And you're probably like, 2K16? That's years away. That is years away. That is a long time, man. But here's the thing. There are some things you have to know when you're going to get this onto the Pro Circuit, and you're going to have the tournaments, and you're going to have the LAN events, and all this crazy stuff. But the few things that I want to take into it. So, first of all, you have these tournaments, you have this kind of stuff. Now, I'm not pushing for 1 versus 1 on on these LAN things, because 1 versus 1, to be honest, those are not exciting to me. That's not what people, I think, would enjoy, and that's the whole thing. I think people would really enjoy this, because I know you guys love to watch this game, and I know that people love to watch competitive Call of Duty. It is huge. You could look on Twitter, I mean, you could look at their YouTube channels. The guys who play competitive, those guys have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of subscribers. People love competitive Call of Duty. They love it. And it's multiple reasons why they love it. They love it for a few things of what I can see. The team aspect, and just how purely exciting it can get. I've watched a couple of the streams, and they have gotten really down to the wire and close, and it really is awesome to watch. But I think this is how I would input it. I would do 5v5 team-up mode. For one, I think this team-up mode is the most exciting one to play in. Imagine having teams of 5 versus 5 going head-to-head. Everybody's communicating on the team. I think for this purpose, it would make it a lot harder for a guy to be cheesing and setting charge and stuff like that. I'm sure you could have regulations and rules against some of that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know, if you try and take, like, 6 charges outside of the arc, you're automatically, like, disqualified. I'm sure there would be ways you could implement rules to stop guys from doing that. Like, there is ways to do that. There definitely is. So, I mean, it's not just going to be like, well, guys can do this. I'm sure guys are going to find techniques and things that are going to work, but hopefully they're within the realm of reasonably not ridiculous. Like, throwing, I don't know, like, just doing some type of weird gimmicky type thing, you know, like the charged cheese and all that kind of crap. But I would have it be 5 versus 5 team. I think that would be insanely awesome, because I'm pretty sure, I think it's, what is it, the 4v4 for Call of Duty most of the times. I think that's what the teams are. They might be larger than that. If you know more about this, let me know in the comment section. I don't know a ton about it. I just know a little bit. But as I was saying, this would take years to implement, not only because A, there's a lot of money behind it that would have to go into it, but B, there's a lot of technology and programming that is out there, but I don't know if 2K has started to work on it. And the reason why I said I don't know, because for some reason, I kind of got a hankering that this might be something they're working at. Just because of how the streaming and the Xbox and the PS4 are just getting so involved with this, and that's one thing you would need to have. It would have to have pretty much a spectator slash a streaming service, so that way, when you have all the 5 guys, you can stream, you can have one big stream hooked up, and you can pretty much just switch through guys, and that would be really cool, actually, not gonna lie. To be able to watch all that, oh, that would be so awesome. That's why I got so excited when I thought of this last night. I was like, man, I have to talk about this. I would love, to be honest, I would love to be one of the commentators to help get this off the ground, to do everything in my power to get this integrated. I was suggested, but they call me Kuda5. He was talking to me about it, and he was saying it would work well with 5v5 crews, but I honestly think they're done with crew mode. That's just my opinion. I hate to say it, but this Parks mode was a huge step back in that direction. And I think they're done with crew mode. They're trying to move away from it, it looks like. They're trying to move towards blacktop, and people don't want blacktop. But I think with team up mode, this would work. Team up mode's been in the game for a while, but as I said, there's a lot of things that have to be implemented. We did have a very brief discussion about this, actually, while we were out in Nevada. I'm pretty sure I brought it up to either Ronnie or Chris, and we talked about it really quickly. And they discussed how hard it would be to do, but they weren't completely against it, so I mean, who knows? And I mean, I've seen Chris on Twitter before. I remember a couple weeks ago, I can't get the tweet because who knows when it was. I just remember seeing it, and someone said something about the integrated streaming that's been in these games and was on the PS4, and he was talking about that. And someone said they would love to see that from within 2K, and he expressed how hard it would actually be. And I imagine that would be really challenging to do. But it's definitely possible, especially with this next gen of gaming. And this is something that I think could get done, but obviously there are so many things that have to go into this. They have to see that it's popular enough to actually be willing to do that. There have to be sponsors that are willing to sponsor people. They see that the money is there and the popularity for this is there. I think the popularity is, I think 5v5 team up would be insane. Now, obviously, you'd have to have some rules, and there would have to be a way so you don't have the same teams playing against each other, because nobody wants to see the Thunder versus the Thunder or the Heat versus the Heat. And you'd have to have a way of outlawing maybe a couple teams, and maybe the way you set the brackets up would work with the teams. I'm not really sure about that. That would be something difficult. Again, there's a lot that would have to go into this, but I would love, absolutely love to be one of the guys behind this. And, man, tweet at Ronnie2K and LD2K. Tweet them this video. I'll have a link in the description where you can click to tweet it or something like that. I gotta figure out how to use that first, click to tweet, but all you gotta do is click on it. It should tweet it out, and it should tweet at them this video, because, man, I want to get this involved. Whether I don't expect this to be involved for 2K15. I think it would be amazing if that could happen. But to be honest, I'm looking more towards 2016. But it's doable. There is no way that you can tell me that this is not doable, especially with the next-gen gaming. If Call of Duty can do it, and they can have the integrated streaming, then why can't 2K? There is no explanation for that. I mean, I know this next engine and everything takes up a lot of space, but there is no way you cannot do this. Where there is a will, there is a way. So I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'd like to know below, what are your thoughts on this subject, man? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think this is something that you would personally enjoy, man? I don't know. Would you want to be one of those guys who is actually playing? Would you want to be one of the guys who is in there playing in the 5v5 competitively? To be honest, I don't think I'm good enough of a player to do that, but I would love to be a commentator for that and to help kick it up, to help get this off the ground. That's what you need, man. You need the commentators, the guys who have the popularity to get everyone involved, and yeah, man, I'm more than happy to do that. But I want to hear your feedback down in the comment section. Let me know, and of course, if you have any suggestions that they could maybe do to make this better, or something that you thought that I said was a little flawed, maybe because I don't know too much about it, just let me know in the comment section, and yeah, peace out.
First of all, he didn't even play PS4.
Okay. Got it.
Might be him.
It's in, dude. No, check when he played the game. Turn it off.
Wait.
Turn it off.
Oh
Right
my
now.
God.
Your shit is team.